Hey guys, welcome back to Design It Green. My name is Carter, and today I want to share with you guys 5 essential books you need to have in your arsenal as a landscape architect. So these books that I have picked out for you guys today are a combination of insightful, educational, and inspirational books to have nearby regardless of where you're at in the design process. These books helped me out a ton in school, and I still use them now as references in my practice, so I think they're going to be great lifelong purchases. And not to mention, they're fairly affordable and fairly cheap in price as well. So the first book you should have is essentially the godfather of hand graphics in architecture and landscape architecture. And you might already have this book because it's often acquired early on in your career in a landscape architecture or architecture program. And that book is none other than Landscape Graphics by Grant W. Reed. Now this book is like $17 on Amazon, and it's an absolutely amazing book to have because it covers just about anything you could think of in terms of hand graphics. This book will educate you on all the basic principles in graphic representation, basic drafting, and freehand drawing, while also giving you great tips on master planning, sections, diagrams, and any other formal drawing you'll need in the landscape world. So this is going to be an absolutely great resource to have early on in your career because there's so many resources and reference images that you can pull from to not only speed up your time, but also help generate and represent your concept idea better that you have in your head. So book 2 is another great resource to have in your arsenal and will help with all of your digital skills in landscape architecture. And this book is none other than Digital Drawing for Landscape Architecture by Bradley Cantrell and Wes Michaels. Super great book. You can snag this book for about $25 over on Amazon, and it's an absolutely great resource to have, especially in school. I say this because one of the things you'll notice is that there's not a lot of knowledge and help outside of school that can really assist you on how to use programs specifically for landscape architecture. So this book will do exactly that, and it's going to take a deep dive into all of those programs that you normally use, as well as other tips on workflow, storage, and data usage throughout your process. They also have some really great tips on production and keeping your files clean and organized so it works in the best way possible. I highly suggest picking up this bad boy for all of your digital rendering needs. Next book is probably the least necessary book that you need of the 5, but I highly suggest it because it's a really great and fundamental book to understand what it really means to be a landscape architect, urban designer, architect in today's world. This book is called Design with Nature by Ian McHargue. It's pretty well known, and you can pick this book up for around $40 on Amazon. It's a really great book. I really think this is a great read for young aspiring landscape architects or anyone really who hasn't read it who's in the field, because it's a really fundamental and key idea as a landscape architect of what we're really doing here. And it really emphasizes the relationship between nature and the city, and how ultimately that was our main objective when the field was created. So it's going to be a very easy read, and there's a lot of great fundamentals and key ideas of landscape architecture in that book as well. And it's also just a really well-known book, so it's a great reference to have. It's really nice to kind of reference it in maybe your designs or a concept to kind of other professors or clients as well. All right, so it's time for the 4th and most essential book on my list that you need in your arsenal as a landscape architect. And that book is Site Engineering for Landscape Architects. It's the 5th edition. This thing has saved my life so much since I've been practicing as a landscape architect. Now, it's absolutely essential because every crucial and important detail that you're gonna run into with the design is gonna be covered in this book. This book is gonna give you all the information on slopes, grading, stormwater management, stormwater runoff, ADA codes, site restoration, soil erosion, you name it. If there's an important thing that needs to get worked out, it's probably in this book. Which is why it saved me in so many situations, because there's so many great case studies and references that I can go back to and look at when I need to do something very particular and very precise, kind of navigating around the site and playing with the contours and all of that. So yeah, this book is definitely the most expensive on the list at about $50, but it's honestly such a great resource and I use it all the time, so well worth the investment on my part. Now the last book on this list is going to be Drawing for Landscape Architecture by Edward Hutchinson. You can snag this book over on Amazon for about $20, and it's an absolutely great reference tool to have because there's tons of current styles and rendering styles from sketching to digital to professional graphics in there. So this book offers a wide variety of different styles, and for that it's a great tool to have nearby at my desk. I use this book a lot when I'm just getting started in the early concept phases of design, or whenever I need kind of a little pop of inspiration to take a design a little bit further in maybe a fun and creative way. So those are my 5 books that I strongly believe you should have in your arsenal as a landscape architect. I'll make sure to leave a link to the books in the description below, and feel free to leave a comment on what books you think should be included in this list. I would love to add some more to my arsenal going forward. So as always, if you liked the video, smash that like button to help push this content out to others, and subscribe for more. Take care, everyone.